Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is our Willo market update for April 29th, 2025. As I have said before, this is proprietary data that I am coming up with. Sites like Cromfort, which I have a lot of respect for, break things down simply by zip code, so they're not getting this granular data that's focused on the neighborhoods. So let's dig into the data for this week. Got a lot to share with you. First, we start off with the number of active homes. You can see that this number's bounced around quite a bit over the last couple of months. But over the last 2 weeks in particular, we have seen it climb a little bit. If you contrast this to what's going on in the overall market, this is still really a good number overall. We've seen a huge jump in inventory in the market valley-wide. Next, we have new listings. You can see that this number overall has kind of been generally pretty stable. The exception to that was last week. For whatever reason, in all of the neighborhoods that I track, we had a big bump in listings. I'm assuming that might be a summer bump, people that are wanting to list and move because of school, but not 100% confirmed on that. Next, we have pending listings. These are the listings that are under contract in the area. You can see for the first month that we were tracking this data, that was steadily going up. That was probably our spring bump. It has decreased quite a bit over the last month or so. I think that's probably our summer slowdown. Sold the last 30 days, we can see this number is steadily climbing. Definitely a sign that the market continues to improve in Central Phoenix, despite what's going on valley-wide and the market softening quite a bit. Sold the last 6 months, you can see that this was dropping slightly for the first month that we were tracking this data, and now has been climbing pretty steadily over the last month. Normally I look at average list price for the current list price, but there's quite a bit of noise in that data right now, simply because we've had some bigger homes, more expensive homes close, and so that number is kind of zigzagging around. So we're going to look at median this time. You can see at the median list price that there is a pretty steady trend upward, with the exception of the last couple weeks. It's kind of flattened out a little bit, but overall that number is moving upward. Same story for the original list price. This is the price that the homes originally hit the market at. You can see for most of spring that this number has gradually increased. We did see a little bit of a dip over the last week or two. Average price drop, you can see that this number is a little more worrisome than a lot of the other data that we've looked at so far. This number is climbing kind of gradually. This might be a precursor to some price decreases in the neighborhood. We're going to wait and see how that data bears out over the next month or two. Average sales price over the last 30 days. This gives you a quick little snapshot of what's going on in the immediate market. You can see that this is generally trending upward. Obviously, we had a little spike there at the beginning of April, but if you look at the trend line overall, this number is moving just gradually upward. Similar trend over the last 6 months. We've seen an increase of almost $100,000 in the neighborhood. Very much opposite of what's going on valley-wide once again. Average close price per square foot. You can see a little bit of the issue with the averages there with the spike a couple weeks ago. But overall, this number is relatively flat. Did see a little bit of a drop there over the last week or so. We'll keep an eye on that. Average days on market closed. You can see there's quite a big bump there towards the end of this after being relatively stable. That is the result of some houses that have been on the market for quite a bit of time finally closing, which is a good thing. Average days on market for the active and pending, you can see has kind of done the reverse. It was very stable for a long time, that's dropped. Now that is also because for the same reason we've sold a couple of houses that were on the market for quite a while. As you can see from that data, the Willo market's still pretty strong. It's hard for me to impress upon you how different this looks from the overall market in the valley. This is historically the way it's been in Central Phoenix. All of our neighborhoods are generally more resilient than the outlying areas. The outer areas, Buckeye, Queen Creek, places like that are generally a little bit more erratic, I guess I should say, in the market. A lot of those areas are buyers markets. As you can see from this data, the Willo neighborhood is being very resilient. It's resisting that trend downward. You can say the same thing about Coronado that we saw last week, and just looking at some of the other data that I am pulling, it's generally the case for Central Phoenix as a whole. So if you are looking to buy or sell in the Central Phoenix area, it is still a good time. I don't think we have the same concerns yet anyway regarding the market and sort of the jitters that we're seeing throughout market-wide. So if you're looking to buy or sell, give me a call. It's 480-694-7643, or you can message me in the comments.